Hello, my hearties, and welcome to Talk Like a Pirate Day 2023. Oh, yes, another one that we're going to do. And today, wow, this day we're going to do. Oh, I think I've lost my pirate voice. Oh, it's back. What we're going to do, my hearties, is we're going to do Dungeon Hero. Because I enjoyed Dungeon Hero when I played it for the first time. So I could see that there's the Lost Island. And that's very piratey, the Lost Island. But there are people in this story who are a little bit more fantasy. So we will be a fantasy pirate. And I've created, oh, my eye's slipping. It's going to be a bit tricky today, my hearties, because I have no depth perception. And because of that, it's going to be quite hard reading from the little book. But I will give it my best, I will. So, we shall start by telling you our captain. And our captain is Captain Pete. And he's called Captain Pete because my name is Peter. And because my name is Peter, he's going to be Captain Pete. So Captain Pete has 30 health, as all the Dungeon Hero heroes have. And he has 15 stamina, which also all the Dungeon Hero heroes have. And his traits that he has a D12 in his trusty flintlock. He has a D10 in his athletic dodging, because Captain Pete can swing on a rope. And he can jump on a table. And he can also have a D10 in navigating by compass or by star. Or by star, I've gone a bit farmer again. He has a D8 in a bottle of rum. He has a D8 in, oh, he can't read, in a dapper hat. Even though I don't have my tricorn hat on at the moment, my heart is, it is in the post from Amazon. As well as his dapper hat, he had his trusty cannon, which I slightly gamed the system, because what it says is I've lost my heaviest item, and I'm replacing that with a sharp stick at D6. And such as I have, a sharp stick at D6. Next, I can sniff out the treasure. I have a treasure nose at D6. And finally, a D6 in singing a good sea shanty to get the pirates going. So I'm going to attempt to read this to you, and regret the choice to do this voice. Or I could read it in my normal voice. Your sloop heaves to and fro violently as the storm buffets it. "Land ho!" shouts one of the sailors above decks. It can't be. Racing up, you see it, lit up in a flash of lightning through the rain, a jagged coastline sloping up a mountainous... a mountaintop looms near. Sorry, it's the depth perception. No island appears on the map here. "Heave to!" you shout to your men. But it's too late. Your sloop slams into the rocks, and you feel the deck buckle beneath you. You awaken on the beach. Waterlogged and exhausted, glancing left and right, you see only a handful of you made it to the island. Right, we need to roll a d6. Oh, let's get this. Let's do this. We need to roll a d6. Oh, I shall switch to my voice now. What we need to do is we need to roll a d6 and add 2. And that be how many of the sailors have survived. Oh, we only have 5 sailors. And like the other story, we can use a sailor to add +2 to a roll, or to take all of the damage from a failed roll. But we don't have a despair dice, which is quite good. So, we begin with we begin with a d6 of lacking provisions. And now we shall roll a d6 to see our advance. And we got a 3 again with that die. So a 3 gives us eyes watching from the forest at a d8. This isn't going to work because I can hardly read what's written here with only my one not very good eye. And it must look a bit peculiar having the glasses on the top. But a pirate's got to do what a pirate's got to do. And eyes watching from the forest is a d8. There's a d8 over there. So it's got a d6 and a d8. Eyes watching from the forest. Oh, let's see. What do we got? We have a lack of provisions and eyes watching for... So I've got a bottle of rum. I have a bottle of rum which can sustain some of the lads whilst we look for some supplies. Oh, whilst we're looking for supplies, we could sniff out treasure. Oh, I could use a compass, but we've got these eyes watching us from the forest. Eyes watch us from the forest. I know. We'll use our sharp stick to dig around for roots and edible things. So that's a D6. So now we roll. I don't know, I should probably tell you. So how this works, Dungeon Hero, if you haven't seen my other Dungeon Hero video on the YouTubes, and if you are watching this, thank you very much for watching. I very much do appreciate it. I didn't ever do this to be watched. I did this because sitting in a room by yourself doing this voice is a bit peculiar. But if you do it to a camera, it's okay. It's only slightly peculiar. So, how Dungeon Hero works, and it's a fantastic game. It's quite cheap. I'll put the link in the thingy below so you can get it. It's pay what you want or $3. And I think it's well worth the $3. It's a zine type situation. As you can see, you do a nice little cut and fold it up and it makes a tiny little book. But this is hours of fun, let me tell you. It works that you have a list of... You do yourself, like I just said, so you got your traits, so show you me. That's Captain Pete. Captain Peter, if you're being polite. And you should be polite to a captain. Captain. And then the adventure is a series of traits that we roll against. And at all times, you roll against 2 traits. Sometimes 3, because there was a despair dice in the first story we did. But 2 traits. And this trait is a D6 and a D8. And then you select your traits, an equivalent number of traits from your one. And then you pick those and you roll against. And the highest die wins. If you are not the winner, then you take damage. And the damage is resolve or health. It means you're losing the will to live. So we'll do a roll. Now we're actually telling you. It's a bit trainy, so if anyone complains about me using their products, I can say I'm advertising for you, sir. It's a very good game though. You should go get it. What do we got here? Oh, that's not good. So we got a 7. Okay. I think we'll start off by taking 1 point of damage. Captain Pete is wandering around, and all the sailors are all wandering with him. Captain Pete's not really paying very much attention. He's telling everyone, I've been on an island before, lads. Don't you worry. It's not going to be that bad. I was stranded once for, at least 3 days before I was found. And Captain Pete is completely paying no attention and falls down a ditch. And he hurts his ankle. He goes, oh, bugger me, lads. Oh, did none of you see the ditch there? Could none of you have warned your captain about the ditch? So he falls down a ditch and he takes 1 point of health. Oh dear. Oh, Captain, I'm really sorry, Captain. That's alright, first mate, don't you worry. You're a good lad. Mr. Staines. We know what his first name is, don't we? Oh, a 1. Sorry, I lost my voice there. Harvesting Jetsam. I don't know what that means, but you get a treasure. If there's a little mark, can you see that? Is that too close? There's a little mark next to it, a little blue mark. That's a little gemstone, which means if we succeed on this, we get a treasure. So, we drop the oldest one. So we drop lacking provisions. So we found some roots, even though I hurt my ankle. That we still can feel the eyes watching us from the forest. But now we've got harvesting jetsam. We found some jetsam. I don't know what jetsam is. Whatever it is, surely one of the sailors know what it is. So we've got a D8 for eyes watching from the forest. And we have a D6 for harvesting jetsam. I think I can only sustain this for 20 odd minutes. So we might have to do a series of these. Because otherwise I'm not going to be able to talk tomorrow when I go to work. Which everybody else might say, oh, jolly good show. Okay. Harvesting jetsam. Well, I guess that's sniffing out treasure, isn't it, really? We sniffed out some treasure for a D6. And harvesting jetsam. I would like to pick one of my big ones, but I don't know if I've got that, really. Navigating? No. Bottle of rum? No. Dapper hat? Maybe. Maybe I took some jetsam in my hat. I haven't got a bag, I've only got my hat. So I'll use a D8 from a dapper hat. It was a nice hat. I got it in the streets of London. London town. I need a D8. Here it is. And then again we roll. Come on. Let's show these folks that we're not rubbish at these games. And we're not. Oh, look at that. Well, that's a great thing, because now I can tell you what happens here. So, if you roll a tie with your highest dice, all the dice that didn't tie, so if these were also 8s, we would re-roll those. And if only one of them was an 8, we'd only re-roll that one. But neither of these are 8s, so that was pointless me saying that. And then we re-roll these. A 5 and a 1. So we win that one, and luckily for us, that means we get a treasure. Oh, just tuck a bit of jetsam under me little tricorn hat. And then we roll to see how we advance. So we're keeping harvesting jetsam, but I'm assuming we don't get that one now. You don't get 2 lots of treasure. Nothing for 2 in a bed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sea cliffs. Whilst exploring after harvesting our jetsam, we come to the edge of some cliffs. I think we're going to have to climb down these cliffs, lads. So we've got a D8 for sea cliffs and a D6 for harvesting jetsam. Now then, I think I can use athletic dodging to get down these cliffs, lads. You'll follow me. I know what I'm doing, even though I don't sound like I do. I really do. There's a D10 for my athletic dodging. And I think I might work the system and stick another D10 in there for navigating by compass or stars, so as not to get us lost as we go down this cliff face, which gives me 2 D10s against its D8 and D6. A 9. We succeed. We beat the game. Way. Now we move on to our first plot point. Now, plot point is in the instructions when you come against a little padlock. A padlock. You stop and then you read it out in your normal voice. Beyond the beach, the jungle gets too thick and dense to easily traverse. But you find the mouth of a river that cuts upstream into the jungle. So you follow it. Now, sometimes it says to you, advance 2, and tells you what to advance. If it doesn't, you roll a d6 like you normally would. I don't know where that accent came from. I'm going all over the shop. I don't know if you've read Good Omens, but what's his name? The corporal of the Witchfinder. Is he the general? I don't know if he is. Sergeant. His voice in the book suggests it goes all over the place, and I think I'm doing that now. 3. 3 goes. 1, 2, 3. Animals drinking. Okay, so at the bottom of the sea cliffs, we find some animals drinking seawater, supposedly. They're going to be quite sick. We haven't had a battle yet. I'm quite pleased by that. Though, I would be able to show you how you do a battle if we did. D8. I do a... Hold on. I'm going to have to think, Captain. Alright, my heart is. Oh, yes, my heart is. I think I've got the voice back. I'm not a professional voice actor. In fact, I'm not a voice actor at all. I work in an office with computers. I don't actually work with computers anymore. I can't find another D8. Where's another D8? Here it is. It's a funny one. 2 D8s. Now, there's some animals drinking. Animals drinking at the bottom of sea cliffs. I push the animals away with my sharp stick, so as we can get to the fresh water. And then we fill up our bottles, and we've consumed the rum, so we've got an empty bottle of rum. There we go. Oh, it's got 2 D8s. Okay, I don't think the wild boar liked me pushing him away with a stick. So as Captain Peter leans in and goes to push the wild boar with his stick, lad, what he gets is a tusk where the sun don't shine. Ow! Says Captain Peter. Oh, you alright, Captain? I don't think I am, lad. I think that wild boar has chased my accent away. Right. If this is deafening, I do apologise. That was animals drinking. So we've still got animals drinking at a D8. Hold on. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. No, it's back to the same one it was. So we roll a d6 for the advance. I'm going to switch back to this. I do apologise. I can't keep it going. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. A d8 panther pounces. So we leave the animals. Oh, all the animals are drinking. Okay, I can't. I feel bad. I'm talking like a pirate day, talking like me. I'm not a pirate, am I? I'm gonna have eye problems for the rest of the day, but I'm not a pirate. That's d12. I need the d8. So we're sitting there and we're watching the animals, and they're by the water, and we decide to leave them be to drink because I don't want to get a tusk in the bum again. And as we're watching them, all of a sudden, all the animals run away, and we think to ourselves, "Hey, lads, get your fill of water, lads. Get your fill." And as we wander down to the water, and we start to scoop up the nectar, clear, crystal, beautiful water, a great big panther pounces out and starts to maul us. Out comes the flintlock. And I guess I'll use the sharp stick as well. And we engage in mortal combat. Now, how this works is... I'm going to switch back. How this works is that if the highest roll, so just the same as normally, if we fail in getting the highest roll, something befalls us, then we will take damage. In this case, the panther that dives out, it has a dice associated with it, which is the d8, but it also has something called threat, and the panther's threat is set at 8. So the difference between our highest roll and its low roll, if it loses, comes off or its hit points, its threat, just the same as it would do off our health or our resolve. Here we go. Captain Pete pulls back the hammer of his flintlock and lets fly. And misses tragically. I think it's a backfire. So that would be 3 points of damage to us. But because I rolled a 1 on my d12, I'm going to consume a stamina, and Captain Pete quickly, like a flash, grabs out a spare tiny little flintlock that he carries hidden somewhere secret where only his mum knows. And he shoots at the panther by re-rolling the d12 and hoping he gets more than 5. And he does, he gets 10. The shot cracks out across the jungle, reducing the panther's threat from 5 to 3. It looks scared, and the lads pile in. Oh, the lads pile in quite dramatically. And it's panther for tea. The lads pile in with their sticks and their rocks that they've picked up from the shore or picked up whilst we've been travelling and trekking through the jungle. And they lay about the poor panther. And the panther falls to the side. So now what happens is the threat that you were fighting removes itself. You go back to what was before. So the animals come back drinking, which was a d8. And you roll advance again. And 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, plot point. Oh, we're ploughing through this. Okay. So, I shall now read this in my normal voice to try to conserve the croak. The jungle breaks here into what looks like the ruins of an ancient city. The civilization, long gone, built tall, ornate temples and longhouses, which are now crumbling piles of stone. Halves and quarters of massive statues stand, tipped by growing trees, their remains toppled rubble at their feet. The statues almost look like elves. So now we roll our advance. Oh, a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're standing there in the middle of this area, just after remembering that we did have those animals drinking. And as we turn to each other and someone says, "Captain, do you think we should leave here? We've been standing here for quite a long time." And the captain says, "Aye, lad, we should go." Out of the clearing comes an elf patrol, wearing leathers and carrying bows and stabby spears. They come in with a single threat of 8. And a dice of a D8. Gosh, there's a lot of D8s we're facing. That's not a D8. Where's the funky D8? Here it is. Lovely little, quite an interesting D8 that one is. We will use our athletic dodging because these are elves, and elves are cunning creatures. You have a woman's hand, my lord. That's Blackadder. And then we've got a D12 for our trusty flintlock. That wasn't so good, but he's only got one shot, so hopefully it does well. Avast, lads! At the elves! Oh, 7. 7 versus a 4 means we do 3. That's a 3, isn't it? I could do maths. I paid attention during summer school. So their threat reduces to 5 as the flintlock fires off. Kapow! Catching one of the elves in the shoulder. It screams in a strange foreign language. And we all run in. It's French. Oh, there's a lot of 2s. I think I'm going to pay a stamina. And quickly as flash, Captain Pete reloads his flintlock and cracks another shot off and hopes to get more than 8. And doesn't! He only gets a 4. Oh dear. That's 4 points of damage that Captain Pete takes as one of the elves sneaks up on him as he is attempting to reload his flintlock again, and the elf pounces upon him with his spear, battering Captain Pete to his feet. Battering Captain Pete to his bottom as he's laying in the mud, looking up at the elf, who raises his spear and abouts to thrust it down as Captain Pete quickly reloads his flintlock. Reloads that flintlock like a speedy Captain would. And shoots. And gets an 8 compared to their 7, doing 1 point of damage to this elf, who looks at him as though, is that all you got, lad? And Captain Pete says, no it ain't, I got this too, and pokes him with a sharp stick. So I'm going to take that 10 away and I'll give him a sharp stick, because that is humorous. And it's probably not going to work. It didn't. I rolled a 1. Oh, look at that. We got a 4 versus a 4 and a 1 versus a 1. That's quite interesting, that is. Now, I am going to pay a stamina because I'm going to reload this flintlock, because I think I don't stand a good chance of winning this little race here. So we'll quickly re-roll this. Getting a 3. Didn't help at all. Okay. In which case, these go to the side and we re-roll these. Oh! What a waste of a stamina. 2 points. The little sharp spike, it was actually the sharp stick, that's quite amazing really, goes up and catches the elf, who screams as it penetrates his inner thigh. Blood starts to ooze out, the same colour as the captain's blood, may I point out, because we're all the same under the skin, even though they've got pointy ears. And let you take note of that, aliens, when you come down and visit us. I said you're the same as everyone. Quickly, lads, let's catch them. The elves look like they're about to run away. But as they run away, they turn and shoot an arrow, which catches one of the sailors in the shoulder, and the sailor cries out, and Captain Pete feels that pain as though it was his own, even though it wasn't actually his own, it was little Timmy, but he feels it like it's his own. And they go for again, and I think this will be the last roll, because hopefully we'll win this. And we did win this. Oh, that's a cock dice. I'm going to re-roll that one. An 8. Oh, wow. But we still win because we rolled an 11. And the elves run into the woods, run back into the forest, screaming, oh, whatever the elves scream. And we don't have that. And so what we'll end with is a, oh, and every time you defeat an enemy, you get a treasure. So that gave us 2 treasures. 1 treasure, 2 treasures. We've got 3 treasures overall. We're doing quite well. So we need to roll in advance. Do excuse me. And at that, I will wish you a happy talk like a pirate day. And I shall see you later, my hearties. You'll take care of your ships and take care of your mothers, because every pirate should take care of his mother. Goodbye.